How's it going? Come inside.
Let's learn some calculus.
Today, we're learning about limits and completing the square.
Hello, we will be solving to complete the square. First, we're going to be solving y equals x squared plus 6x minus 7. And the first step that you're going to need to do is set that equation equal to 0, getting rid of the y. And the reason we set it equals 0 is because we're looking for x-intercepts. So next, what we're going to do is take half of the coefficient that is in front of x, and then we're going to square that resulting answer to get 9. Now, we do this because we're trying to make the quadratic a perfect square, and in doing this, this will make it a perfect square. Okay, so next we're going to rewrite the equation out with the 9 added onto it, but we're also going to add 9 to the other side because you have to add to both sides. So now we're going to simplify this. We're going to get x plus 3 in parentheses and square it equals 16. Then we're going to square root both sides. And we're going to be left with x plus 3 equals plus or minus 4. And plus or minus because we took a square root. So then we're going to have x equals negative 3 plus or minus 4, subtracting the 3 from the left side. Then we're going to be left with x-intercepts of negative 7 and 1.
So now we're going to be finding 2x squared minus 8 over 3x minus 6 as the limit of x approaches 2. So the first thing I want to do is plug in 2 where x is. So that's going to give you 2 times 2 squared minus 8, and 3 times 2 minus 6, and that's going to give you 0 over 0. So now we're going to use L'Hopital rule to find the derivative of the top and the bottom as the limit of x approaches 2. So we're going to use the power rule to find the derivative of each. So the derivative of 2x squared equals 4x, and the derivative of 8 equals 0. The derivative of 3x equals 3, and the derivative of 6 equals 0. And you're going to plug in 2, and that's going to give you 8 over 3.
Hola! Today we will be doing a completing the square problem. We're going to start with the equation x squared minus 8x plus 24 equals 0. We're going to get rid of the 24 by subtracting it from both sides. And then we are going to find the square by dividing 8x by 2 and then squaring that and getting 16. And then we're going to add that to the other side as well. Alright, whenever we add the 16 to the negative 24, we're going to come out with negative 8. And then we're going to simplify the equation to x minus 4 squared, and that's going to equal negative 8. We are then going to get rid of the square by square rooting x minus 4 and negative 8. So we're going to do plus or minus negative 8. We are then going to move the negative 4 to the other side by adding to both sides. So it's going to be x equals 4 plus or minus square root of negative 8. Then we are going to do x equals 4 plus 2i square root of 2. And we have to do that because you can't have a negative in a square root, so it has imaginary numbers. And then the other will be x equals 4 minus 2i square root of 2.
Alright, you're going to be finding limit as h approaches 0 of the square root of 9 plus h minus 3 over h. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug the 0 into that, and that's going to give us 0 over 0, so we know we have some more calculus to do.
Okay, so next we're going to rewrite this problem, limit of h as it approaches 0. We're going to write square root of 9 plus h minus 3 over h, and we're going to multiply it by the conjugate. So the conjugate is the top, and all you do is change the sign in between the square root of 9 plus h to a plus 3, and you multiply the top and the bottom by this.
Alright guys, now we're going to FOIL the problem. Alright guys, now we're going to cross out the square and the square root. Alright guys, now the positive 3 square root of 9 plus h and the negative 3 square root of 9 plus h will cancel each other out.
Guys, alright, we're left with the 9 plus h minus 9, and then a h times square root of 9 plus h plus 3 on the bottom.
Okay, and I think you cross out the 9s.
Alright guys, we're left with the limit as h approaches 0, h over h times square root of 9 plus h plus 3. And that's it.
Oh wait, there's more. The h's cancel out.
Okay, so we're left with limit as h approaches 0 with 1 over the square root of 9 plus h plus 3. Yeah.
Alright guys, at this point we're going to be plugging in 0 for h, and that's going to give us 1 over the square root of 9 plus 0 plus 3. Alright guys, and that's going to give us 1 over the square root of 9 plus 3, which is 1 over 3 plus 3, which is going to give us our answer, 1 over 6.
Thanks for joining us.
Hope you learned something.
See you next time.